So joining me now live is Senator Kevin Cramer, as promised, from the great state of North Dakota, which just celebrated its 136th birthday. Senator, welcome back, and I guess happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, thanks for noticing.
Well, you know, my reporting has taken me, I think I counted about 100 countries and 45 states or so, but North Dakota is one of the only states I haven't been to. So I think in 2026, we're going to take the show to your state. How about that?
Well, I think you should come in February. That's how you get the most street cred. However, if February doesn't work out, Ed, you should come for the opening of Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library out in Medora in the Badlands, where he had 2 ranches. We're opening that on the 250th birthday of our country.
I love it. Good idea. And I think I'm going to skip February. I'm thinking July or August. It'll be a little bit warmer, Senator. I got your humor. I appreciate that. Let's get serious. I just found out from Senator Grassley, your colleague, that Jack Smith basically spied or surveilled me because I produced a song with President Trump to raise money for J6ers. I was a small part of that dragnet. About 8 or 9 of your Senate colleagues, as you know, had their phone records snooped. So my serious question tonight is, some Republicans are calling for days of Watergate-style hearings so we can find out what really happened. There were over 400 people targeted. Your thoughts tonight on that, sir?
Well, other than feeling like I was left out because I'm not one of those 8 or 9 that was surveilled, which I clearly need some more credibility. But I think, by the way, the idea of Watergate-style hearings would be perfect because, quite honestly, this needs to have a bright spotlight shined on it. This idea that somehow now Donald Trump is the one that's using lawfare when he was the victim, like no one else in American history has been the victim of lawfare, is so egregious. And I clearly, to include, by the way, Governor Newsom, none of these people believed for a minute that Donald Trump could win another election, which is why they felt so free to try to stop him, to make sure that he didn't win another election. Yeah. And here he did. And now they're surprised that now that he has restored law and order, that law and order is actually catching up to them. And I think the more we can put it on primetime TV, the better.
Absolutely, sir. In terms of accountability, what about the voters holding Democrats accountable? We have this government shutdown. Hakeem Jeffries keeps saying the clean bill that you have voted for 13, 14 times is somehow a partisan bill, which is not true. And in the meantime, people in your state could be going hungry right now if they're on government assistance. And we're seeing some airports, I'm sure you've seen, Senator, people are waiting 3 hours or more because of TSA employee shortages. There are flight delays all around this great country from air traffic controllers not being paid. How does this finally end, in your opinion, sir?
Well, I think it ends perhaps this week. I'm hopeful it'll end this week. I think that these pain points that you're talking about, everybody's feeling, people not getting their food assistance in places like North Dakota, not getting their heating assistance if you need that sort of thing. These are real people being affected in real ways. I mean, imagine our Customs and Border Protectors, our FBI, our ICE agents, people that are looking out for us every day, the Capitol Police officers right here in the Capital Region, and of course our troops. You know, the president is doing everything he can to move money around, to take care of farmers, to take care of troops, to take care of law enforcement. But when that hits real close to home, it hits close to the members of the Senate. And then throw in, of course, tomorrow night's election. You've already been alluding to that, obviously. It's a big deal because the Democrats are caught in a really tough spot. On the one hand, if they suppress in any way the enthusiasm of their far left fringe, they could lose tomorrow night. On the other hand, they may lose tomorrow night because of the far left fringe. That enthusiasm of the far left fringe is turning people off who aren't members of that club. So they've got a real dilemma on their hands. I do believe that after tomorrow night, they get more serious about moving forward. And it may be something even more than just a clean CR that we've been voting on 14 times tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe there's finally a breakthrough if the voters wake them up. So in the last 30 seconds we have then, Senator, what is your sense about tomorrow night? We're all looking into the crystal ball. I mean, I'm from New York, as I said. I don't want to see New York suffer the pain of a socialist leading it. I mean, the crime and the other problems economically that could come. But on the other hand, some in your party are saying, look, Mamdani right there will be the face of the Democrat Party, and that this is going to help solidify President Trump's agenda in 2026 and beyond. What's your final thought, sir?
Well, my final thought is I'm glad I don't live in New York City, because I would hate to have to live under that type of a regime. On the other hand, there might be a political advantage to it. But let's not forget, Bernie Sanders started this whole democratic socialist thing thinking that brand somehow would win the day. And of course, AOC said, hot dog, I'm going to do that for the younger generations. Now, all of a sudden, people are taking it really, really seriously. These people have become what they said they wanted to be. And my sense of it, Ed, is tomorrow night's going to be a big, big night on the national scene over a couple of state and city elections.
I think you're absolutely right. Senator Kevin Cramer, I plan to be in North Dakota next year. I look forward to being with you, but not in February, sir. I got to say, and probably not in February.
I understand. You save that for your second trip.
That's right. All right.
All right,
Senator,
thanks.
we appreciate your humor and your insights tonight. Thank you, sir.